I keep telling you guys, the takeover is here. Caitlin Clark, brand new commercial, fire. Brand new commercial, fire. She is working off the floor. Booked and busy. Y'all keep talking about who's doing this and who's doing that. Nobody doing it bigger than CC right now, man. This new ad is fire. We already saw her. We saw her go to New York for the speaking engagement. We got the golf tour coming. Like it's nonstop. USA basketball will be coming up. She's getting ready to destroy the WNBA.
The takeover isn't coming. It's already here. While most athletes use their off-season to disappear, one superstar is doing the exact opposite. She's amplifying her presence, launching strategic attacks not on the basketball court, but on the very fabric of sports culture and business. Caitlin Clark just dropped a commercial that shattered the internet. But this was about so much more than selling t-shirts. This was a declaration of war on the status quo. Behind the stunning visuals and viral moments lies a calculated blueprint for global dominance, one that's exposing hidden truths about influence, wealth, and a secret vulnerability that could change everything.
You thought this was going to be a nice, calm off-season for her. Does not seem to be the case. It does not seem to be the case that is going to be a calm off-season off the court, because it genuinely seems like it is. It's equally as busy as last year, if not more busy, which is crazy because I had no idea. You could get even busier off the court than Caitlin Clark was last year. I really, look, I've no doubt about it that she's working out. I am.
What she's building extends far beyond the painted lines of the basketball court, and the targets on her back are bigger than anyone realizes. Don't forget to like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Caitlin Clark's rise. It really helps the channel grow, and we read every single one. The ad campaign, dubbed Caitlin's Court, immediately struck a chord with millions. It wasn't the flashy, high-tech production we're used to. Instead, it featured a series of captivating, vintage-style photos that felt like a throwback to a different era of sports icons. The grainy texture, the classic composition, it all worked to create an instant connection that felt both authentic and deeply nostalgic.
Coming up, she's getting ready to destroy the WNBA in 2026. Let's take a look and break all of this down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video as always. Let's take a look at this brand new Caitlin Clark ad commercial. It's fire. It's fire. Let's take a look at this.
This was an accident. It was a strategic masterstroke. By positioning herself within this timeless aesthetic, Clark wasn't just selling merchandise. She was cementing her own iconic status. Digging deeper, the choice of a vintage filter does more than just look cool. It psychologically distances her from the often toxic and fleeting nature of modern online discourse. It places her in a lineage of legends like Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, whose iconic campaigns from the 80s and 90s are still revered today. This isn't just a photo shoot. It's a claim to a throne in the pantheon of all-time greats. The Caitlin's Court concept itself is genius, transforming a simple physical space into a branded kingdom she rules.
As busy as last year, if not more busy, which is crazy because I had no idea. You could get even busier off the court than Caitlin Clark was last year. I really, look, I've no doubt about it that she's working out. I am. She's rehabbing. It's one of those things that I think everybody was saying it last year, and it was like that Caitlin never stopped working, and that was one of the probably negative things in the end. You have that rest is so important, and it's one of those things that I think maybe for the first time she probably.
Fans flooded social media, calling the images hard and fire, but the real genius was happening behind the scenes. The moment she posted the campaign on her Instagram, direct links sent her massive following straight to retailers like Dick's Sporting Goods. The reaction wasn't just likes and comments, it was a tidal wave of immediate sales. This direct line from viral art to tangible commerce demonstrated a terrifyingly efficient economic engine. Industry analysts noted that the campaign's launch correlated with a measurable spike in web traffic for the retailer, proving her direct impact on their bottom line. Her influence doesn't just drive viewership, it directly moves product, proving her brand is one of the most marketable forces on the planet.
And you see some of the other photos here. I mean, it's gonna be a long off season, and I see people saying, "Oh man, she need to be bruh, she focused up." You think Caitlin Clark not focused up and rehabbing and training? You think she's not getting ready to humiliate these ladies on the floor next year? They got away with one this year. They got away with it this year. It's not gonna happen next year. It's not gonna happen next year. Look. Hey man, I gotta get me some Caitlin Clark merch, man. I definitely. You know what? While we're here.
In an age of influencer saturation, Clark has transcended that label to become a cultural curator, where her endorsement is a seal of quality and authenticity that consumers trust implicitly. But this ad was merely the tip of a colossal iceberg. While critics whispered about her needing rest, Clark's off-court schedule exploded into a non-stop tour of business and influence. Her recent speaking engagement in New York City wasn't a typical athlete interview. She stood before a room packed with CEOs and community leaders. And she didn't just talk basketball. She spoke about building a legacy, about navigating the complex world of entrepreneurship with the same fearlessness she shows on the court.
Just a generational athlete. She's a force of nature, both on and off the court.
You hear that? A force of nature on and off the court. More than a generational athlete. We already saw Richard Jefferson talking about how she changed the game like Magic Johnson, Steph Curry. Like, we already know that she's the Michael Jordan of women's basketball, the GOAT already. Before she even got there, that's her nickname, The Reason. She's the reason people are tuning in.
On October 29th, Caitlin took the stage at the Long Island Association annual fall luncheon, and the crowd couldn't get enough of her. The room was filled with business leaders, community members.
The audience was stunned by her insight and her grounding philosophy. She reflected on her journey from an under-recruited kid in Iowa to a global phenomenon, always circling back to the people who supported her and the impact she wants to leave behind. What many missed was the specific content of her speech, where she detailed the importance of intentional partnerships, choosing brands that align with her core values rather than just the highest bidder. This is a level of strategic thinking and personal branding that most veterans never achieve. She discussed the lessons learned from her first year as a professional, translating the concept of court vision into business vision, the ability to see plays develop several steps ahead. And New York was just one stop.
You can underestimate an 8-month off season. You can underestimate rest. You can underestimate things because it's very different than going from the college season where it's like, first of all, the games are at a lower level. You can coast, especially for a team like Iowa. You can coast in out of conference play. You can coast. You can play your way into shape, and it's like there's no playing your way into shape when you're facing Ryan Howard full court pressing you in game 2 and 3. Like that's just not a thing. When you're playing the full Liberty where they have Natasha Cloud full court pressing you, like that's not really something that.
With a golf tour appearance looming in USA basketball on the horizon, her calendar is a relentless testament to her drive. Each of these appearances is carefully selected. The golf outing taps into a different, affluent demographic, while USA basketball solidifies her status as a national icon. She isn't just booked and busy, she is architecting an empire in real time, proving that her domain extends far beyond the hardwood. This isn't scattergun fame seeking. It's a deliberate, multi-pronged assault on every facet of the sports and entertainment industry. This relentless expansion is leading to some truly audacious predictions.
About basketball plays or highlight reels. It was about her journey. From her beginnings in Iowa, guide her in her growing business ventures. And that's what truly impressed the audience. Caitlin didn't just talk about the fame or the spotlight. She talked about building something meaningful. She's entering the business world with the same mindset that's made her an icon on the court. Intentional, smart, and fearless. She spoke about partnerships, brand opportunities, and how she's learning to navigate a new world of leadership and entrepreneurship. All while keeping her values.
You can already see she's getting the partnership thing down.
In the wake of her viral campaign, a bold claim has begun circulating in inner circles of the sports business world. The prediction is that when her official signature sneaker line with Nike finally drops, Caitlin Clark is poised to sell more sneakers than any athlete not named Michael Jordan. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't just about competing with current stars. This is a challenge to legends like LeBron James and the late, great Kobe Bryant, whose sneaker lines are woven into the fabric of basketball history. The sheer confidence behind this statement underscores the unprecedented market power she commands. The logic behind this prediction is rooted in her unique, cross-generational and cross-gender appeal. While LeBron's and Kobe's primary market was often men and boys, Clark's fan base is historically diverse, comprising young girls who see a role model, basketball purists who admire her skill, and casual fans drawn in by her story. This creates a total addressable market that is potentially larger than any basketball star since Jordan himself.
It's gonna be, she's gonna sell more sneakers than anybody not named Michael Jordan. I'm telling you that right now. She's going to sell more sneakers than LeBron. She's going to sell more sneakers than Kobe, and I love the Kobe's. I love them Kobe's. I think Caitlin Clark is going to outdo Kobe on the sneaker side with this drop when her sneakers come out. I'm telling you.
The core of everything she does. People in the audience describe the conversation as insightful and inspiring. One attendee said it best. It's so interesting to learn how
We're already seeing NFL players customizing cleats with her number and NBA stars lacing up her Nike sneakers in games. This cross-sport endorsement is almost unheard of. It signals a universal appeal that transcends traditional boundaries. If this prediction holds true, it won't just be a sales victory. It will be a cultural quake, solidify her not just as a basketball player, but as a generational icon whose influence rivals the absolute greatest to ever play any sport. It would permanently shift the economics of endorsement deals for women athletes. With this level of market dominance comes a financial revolution. The speculation around Clark's net worth has reached a staggering conclusion. It's believed that she has already amassed more than enough wealth to never have to work another day in her life. She could walk away from basketball, from endorsements, from everything, and live in absolute luxury for the rest of her days.
I don't think she's made enough money that she realistically doesn't have to do a single thing. She doesn't have to lift a finger for the rest of her life, and she will live in luxury. And her kids will live in luxury. You can lose 10 million pretty easily, but yeah, that is something. But what do you guys think about the off season? Because this is always just one of those weird things where it's like everybody like, oh, she needs to be in the gym more, and like, oh, all of this stuff, and I'm like, I think she was.
Her children, and likely even her grandchildren, would be financially set for life. This level of financial security, achieved before her 23rd birthday, is almost incomprehensible. It highlights a fundamental shift in the economics of women's sports. But what's more fascinating is what she's doing with this wealth. Unlike many athletes who make flashy public purchases, Clark's strategy appears to be one of quiet, strategic investment. Financial experts suggest she is likely building a portfolio managed by top-tier advisors, focusing on long-term growth real estate, and perhaps even startup ventures. Her viral ads and business partnerships aren't just for fame or fan engagement. They are the building blocks of an intergenerational fortune. This reality places her in a rarefied air of athletes who have become true business entities, but she's getting there faster and with more explosive force than almost anyone in history. The money isn't just a reward, it's a tool, and Clark is proving she knows exactly how to use it to build something that will last long after her playing days are over. She is effectively becoming her own conglomerate. Yet, this whirlwind of success casts a harsh light on the ecosystem she now dominates. Her ability to command a room in New York, to speak with such polished clarity and strategic insight, highlights a controversial and pointed critique of the league she plays in. Observers have noted that Clark's media training and public speaking prowess are on a completely different level than the vast majority of her WNBA peers. This isn't about innate talent. It's about preparation and access to resources typically reserved for the top 1% of male athletes. From the moment she was in college, her games were broadcast on national television, forcing her to develop a comfort with cameras and tough questions that most WNBA rookies never have. She demonstrates exactly how it's done in the modern media landscape, how to secure major endorsements, how to articulate a brand vision, how to handle the spotlight with a mix of humility and undeniable confidence. This isn't necessarily a slight on other players, but rather an exposure of a systemic gap in development and opportunity. Clark, by her sheer example, is setting a new standard for athlete engagement and professionalism. She's showing that in the 21st century, being a superstar isn't just about performance on the court. It's about being the CEO of your own global brand. This direct comparison creates a fascinating tension, suggesting that other players could learn from her approach, further elevating her profile as not just a player, but a pioneer who is forcing the entire league to level up its off-court game. But beneath the glamorous surface of photo shoots and speaking fees lies a growing and legitimate concern. The constant, non-stop momentum of her life is fueling worries that she might be dangerously close to burning out. The narrative of her relentless work ethic has a flip side. Last season, even during her busiest off-court commitments, stories emerged of her bringing a personal trainer to New York to put in grueling workout sessions between commercial shoots. While this dedication is admirable, a question begins to form. Is it possible to be too dedicated? Sports medicine professionals often warn about the dangers of overtraining, which can lead to decreased performance, hormonal imbalances, and a significantly higher risk of serious injury. The WNBA season is a brutal grind, with elite competition and relentless travel that offers zero room for coasting. This is a stark contrast to college, where a player of her caliber could ease through non-conference games. In the pros, you're facing defenders like Natasha Cloud and Ryan Howard from the opening tip, and they will test your conditioning every single night. The most shocking realization is that we haven't seen a fully healthy, 100% Caitlin Clark since September of 2023. That's over 14 months. The player who nearly willed her team to a playoff victory against the Connecticut Sun on a busted body was operating at a fraction of her true capacity. This hidden struggle adds a critical layer of vulnerability to her invincible rise, a reminder that even the most powerful engines need to refuel. The greatest challenge to her historic takeover may not be an opposing team, but the simple, physical need for restorative rest that her relentless ambition currently will not allow. This brings us to the most electrifying part of the entire story, the impending reckoning. All eyes are now fixed on her recovery and her anticipated debut with the USA basketball team. The thought of a fully healed Caitlin Clark unleashed on an international stage is a prospect that should terrify her competition. But this is about more than just physical recovery. It's about the synthesis of a year's worth of brutal lessons. For the first time in her professional life, Clark has had a true off-season, not a few weeks, but a dedicated, extended period to deconstruct every aspect of her game. This isn't just about getting healthy. It's about evolution. Imagine the player who dropped a 27-point triple-double, but now with a body that's fully rested, rehabilitated, and fundamentally stronger, specifically conditioned to withstand the WNBA's relentless physicality. She's had time to study the film, to understand the defensive scheme specifically designed to stop her, to identify the passing lane she missed while playing in a frantic state of survival. This period of forced observation from the sidelines may prove to be her greatest classroom, allowing her to see the game with a clarity that was impossible during the whirlwind of her rookie year. The narrative that her rivals got away with one this past season is gaining steam, and for good reason. They faced a rookie, a phenomenal one, but one who was navigating a completely new world, adapting to a 40-game grind, and clearly running on fumes by the end, battling the cumulative fatigue that every first-year player experiences. The version of Clark that is being built right now, in the quiet gyms and through strategic rest, is the one the WNBA has been warned about since her college days. This is a finalized prototype. This next chapter promises to be a display of pure, calculated dominance, a record-rewriting spree led by an athlete who has used her off time not to vacation, but to meticulously construct her business empire and fortify her physical and mental temple. The USA basketball camp will be the first glimpse of this new entity. On that stage, surrounded by the best players in the world, she will no longer be the sole focus of the defense, but a devastating weapon within an arsenal of superstars. This environment will allow her to showcase a more efficient, potentially even more dangerous version of her game. Pick-and-roll mastery with other elite bigs, catch-and-shoot opportunities created by others drawing double teams, and a distribution skill set that will be magnified by having finishers who capitalize on every look. The confidence gained from succeeding on an international podium will be the final piece of the puzzle, creating a player who returns to the WNBA not just with a healthy body and a refined skill set, but with the unshakable belief that comes from representing her country at the highest level. The league thought it saw what Caitlin Clark was capable of, but the truth is they have only seen the preliminary sketch. The masterpiece is currently in its final stages, and when it is unveiled, it will redefine what is possible for a single player to achieve in women's basketball. The storm has been gathering for over a year, and the conditions are now perfect for a reign of dominance that will be remembered for decades. So, what are we really witnessing? Caitlin Clark is more than a generational athlete. She is a force of nature orchestrating a complete cultural takeover. We are watching the blueprint for the modern superstar be rewritten in real time. It's a model that seamlessly merges elite performance with boardroom acumen, where a signature crossover is as valuable as a signature on a multi-million-dollar partnership. The Caitlin's Court ad wasn't a simple commercial. It was a statement of legacy. Her business ventures aren't just side hustles. They're the foundation of a new sports empire, a diversified portfolio that ensures her influence will endure long after a final buzzer sounds. The predictions about her sneaker sales aren't hyperbole. They are cold, hard data-driven recognition of her earth-shattering market appeal, a phenomenon that has corporate analysts scrambling to understand this new paradigm. And the concerns about her health aren't just drama. They are the final, human variable in an otherwise seemingly flawless ascent, the one element that reminds us that even revolutionaries need to rest. She has irrevocably changed the game, proving that influence today is a powerful triad of on-court brilliance, off-court savvy, and an unwavering, authentic connection with a global audience. The era of the single sports star is fading, and in its place stands Caitlin Clark, the athlete, the CEO, the icon. But this is not the end. The takeover is complete, yet the consolidation of this new empire is just beginning. What we have seen so far is merely the establishment of the throne. The world now watches, waiting to see how far the borders of this kingdom will expand. If you made it to the end, you know this is only the beginning for Caitlin Clark. Let us know in the comments what you think her biggest move will be in 2025. Will it be a championship run, a historic shoe launch, or a venture into entirely new industries? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because we'll be breaking down every step of her journey as it happens.